here we go. Okay, so I am super excited that the Kilker team is taking over the Zoom tonight on Team Talk. Yay! And they are known for awesome, awesome customer care. And so I'm so proud of you guys. And so we want to learn from them. Always, whenever you have something that you're really good at, we want you to be able to share. So whether it's on Voxer or one-on-one or on a three-way call, which some people just share because they have that experience, then we want you to share your expertise. And the expert is really the one with the experience. So anyway, they have a lot of experience. Their customer group is hopping. And they live the mission. That's the first part of our mission-driven model, live the mission. So they live the mission, and then the next part is share your journey. They're always sharing their journey. So super proud of this team and excited to learn from them. Go ahead, Jules, take it away. Oh, hold on, I'll unmute you.
Oh, sorry. Well, thank you. And we are so excited to be able to share what we have learned and what things to do, but also maybe some things not to do. And I just want to start off by saying customer care has been something that I have not always had a loving relationship with in the past. And I think it may be because sometimes you may have a negative experience with a customer, and that plays into other experiences that haven't happened yet. It's kind of like in your mind. What I have learned with customer care is that there's no such thing as a negative experience with customer care, and that it's really, you're a problem solver. And so I love taking care of my customers now, and I love doing things for them and with them. And I'm so excited to share with you guys some of my tips. But first, I just want you guys to think 1 second or 1 minute and use the chat, the little chat icon. Let me see if I can bring it up so I can see what you guys are saying. So just think of a time in your life where you have had a phenomenal customer experience. Maybe it's been at a clothing store or a coffee shop or a restaurant. Think about why you had that customer experience, why it was phenomenal. Was it the venue, the people, the price? I don't know, but go ahead and, I'm actually gonna have Cletus read it so I don't have to stare at it, but go ahead and think of something. So I'm gonna tell you guys a couple of mine. So first of all, Starbucks. I love Starbucks. I love going into Starbucks. I love the smell. I love the atmosphere. But every time I walk into a Starbucks, almost every time, somebody shouts from behind the counter, "Hi, welcome to Starbucks," or "Hey, how you doing?" Or they're always, always friendly. I've never had a bad barista at Starbucks. Their coffee, they have an excellent product. I've never had a bad coffee. If I have, they replace it. I've gone there before, and one time my window wouldn't open in my car. It was jammed, and I had to open up my door through the drive-thru, and the guy said, "You know what? You're having a bad day. The coffee's on us." Like above and beyond. And so I just love Starbucks, and I always go back there. There's other coffee shops around here where we live in South Florida, but I know that it's going to be that they have a tried and proven system for the way they run their franchise, and I love going there. Okay, so do you want to share? Do you have any?
We have some here.
Oh.
Publix.
Oh, that was another one. Okay, Publix. You said that, Nalani. So I love Publix because they help you with your groceries out to your car. I have 3 kids under the age of 4 years old. It's almost impossible. I've never even attempted it. I'm pretty sure it's impossible to get my groceries out to my car, load them up, and load the kids without a meltdown, dropping something, or a cart roll away. I'm super thankful to Publix, and they're always so nice. ChickfilA. Okay, so we do ChickfilA Fridays in our house. And so ChickfilA, I mean, the people, the same thing, it's the people. And I'll ask, if we have time at the end, I'll kind of ask you guys why. But I think you all probably know why Publix, why ChickfilA, why Amazon. You break, I fix, Maria. I don't know if you've had to use them a lot, but they probably fix cell phones and stuff like that. I think one of the reasons that we go back to places where we have a good experience a lot of the time is the people. And so when you guys are taking care of your customers, I had a huge mindset shift a few years ago with Gordon Hester. He's a business consultant. He was like Jeff Roberti's financial advisor. Now he's a business consultant for Juice Plus. I'm like Gordon Hester groupie. If you guys can follow him on Facebook and read his blogs, super, super smart guy when it comes to business. And I'll never forget, he said it, I think at boot camp, he said, whatever customer experience you're giving your customer, whatever service you're giving them, they always think that it's a little bit below what you think. So if you think you're giving your customer exceptional customer service, it's great to them. So they rated the customer and the employer, whatever. If you think you're giving your customer great customer service, your customer is going to rate you as giving good customer service. If you think you're giving good customer service, they're going to rate you as average or poor. And so it just always reminds me that when I think, oh, I'm doing a good thing, my customer is thinking, probably I'm expecting this. And so for me to like go above and beyond creating a raving fan customer, we have to really think outside the box, and we may have to do things that we've never done before. And we know that creating a raving fan customer actually is going to create a loyal customer, a customer for life. And isn't that what we want? A stable business where we're getting paid on the Juice Plus that people buy year after year after year. But a lot of times that raving fan is either going to give you referrals, which I have a lot of customers that give me referrals, or they're going to turn into team members. And so customers are the heart of our business. I'm so just passionate about giving my customers the best service. Do I do it all the time? No. Do I screw up? Yes. But I try really hard, and I've learned a lot. So did you want to say anything? Are you sure you want to say?
Well, somebody mentioned ChickfilA, and I just had all three kids to myself on Saturday. And while that doesn't seem like a whole lot to most moms and dads, but for this dad, that was a lot to have all three. And I took him to ChickfilA, and every time I go to ChickfilA, first of all, I don't really like their product all that much. I don't love it. But when I go there, I notice that they have fantastic customer service. They're always so willing to help. So that always draws me in. But even more so, what I noticed is the people that are there, I don't know if it kind of spreads to the customer, but the customers are also so friendly and so willing to help as well. I haven't walked into a McDonald's in a few years or other, chains like that, but I can just notice a huge difference with Chick-fil-A. Everyone has a smile on their face. Everybody says thank you and please. And those are little things that other competitors aren't doing that they are doing, and it goes a long way. And if you look at the revenue and the share of the market that they have, even being closed on Sundays, they're just killing it. So it says a lot.
Okay. That's good. Okay. So I have some of my sales coordinators on tonight that are just I learned so much from other people. I've learned so much from them. So before I introduce them, I just want to tell you guys what I do. So the first thing when I get a customer, I'm sincere about helping them along their health journey. I believe that Juice Plus is the biggest part of health transformation. It was for me. It is for a lot of my customers, my team. But I do think that there's other working parts. And some of you who are new, you may just know the One Simple Change as part of Juice Plus, but that actually came out. It was a huge campaign a couple years ago. And we started realizing that adding One Simple Change with Juice Plus is huge. And so drinking more water with your Juice Plus, eating more fruits and vegetables, exercising more. And so sometimes we forget, like once we introduce Juice Plus to them, we say, tell me a little bit more about your health goals. Let's choose one more simple change. Can we do one more thing along with Juice Plus? I really want to help you reach your health goals. And I just want to show you guys, I'm going to share my screen really quick just so you guys can see where I'm getting this. Maybe, hold on. Hold on 1 second. I guess there it is. Oh, not there. Okay, can you see this? Okay, so this is the mission-driven model.info. You guys all know that. If you go down to creating the best customer experience, as soon as you get a customer right here, customer profile. And when I get a customer, I love to ask them this question: why did you order Juice Plus for you and your family, or for you or for your kids? Do you know how many times people have said, I don't know, or peace of mind, or I just want to be healthier? It's not for some of the things that we would expect, like help my cancer, cure my migraines, or, you know, it's very, very broad. And so I love that question because it sets the expectation for their customer experience. As soon as you know why they order Juice Plus, it gives you questions and reasons to follow up with them. What are the top 3 areas you would like to see improve most in your health? I love this. This helps you decide what one simple change they need to make. This also helps you with follow-up text messages and phone calls. Again, questions. Where can you plan on putting your Juice Plus so you remember every day? Raise your hand if you had a customer that needs to delay their Juice Plus because they're not taking it. So it's our job to help them to remember and just go back. Sometimes we can be a little bit judgmental, Juice Plus reps, and say things like, how can they not remember? This stuff is amazing. Just remember when you started your Juice Plus, were you really consistent with your habit? I know that we weren't, and sometimes I forget too some days, not very often, but it happens. And so sometimes people need to they need the habit. I think Bridge is going to talk about that. May I contact you to see how you're doing, which is best? This is great. This is where we ask them if they can be added into our Simple Changes group. My team is just phenomenal at the customer care in that group. They invite them in, they introduce them, we all comment. If we don't comment, they let me know so I can make sure people comment, and they add value by recipe sharing, fitness tips, daily or motivational quotes, stuff like that. So that's one thing I do when they start. And then 3 to 4 months after they've been on Juice Plus, I ask them if they'd like to take a survey. And this is the customer survey. And these are just a series of questions where most of the time, again, they don't realize this is happening. Are you eating or craving more fruits and vegetables? Are you drinking more water? Are you cooking more fresh meals? Are you eating less sugar? Do you have healthier gums? Oh, wait a second. My gums did stop bleeding when I had flossed. Oh, my hair does look better. Is that the Juice Plus? It could be the Juice Plus. And so a lot of times these questions, where it may be hard to ask them if they're more regular, having better bowel movements, but if you're reading it on a survey, it feels a little bit more natural. And so I love this. All right, so let me get out of here. Okay. Are you guys just texting your customers when it's time for their next shipment? That's a huge no-no. Your customers want to hear from you. Invite them to events. Invite them to Facebook events. Invite them to live events. Cletus always says, tell them what you say, the sale doesn't start. The sale doesn't start when you buy.
I always say that the selling really begins once they're a customer. Getting the customer is hard enough. Keeping them sometimes can be harder. But getting them that customer acquisition, we don't even have to call it sales, just customer acquisition, that can be so challenging. You might spend months, maybe years in some cases. I know we have seen that, trying to acquire that customer. Then you have to continue bringing home the value of why they take it, why they made that decision. That process never stops.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of times I think it does. We stop and then it's like, oh my goodness, we got an alert. Their Juice Plus is about to go out. Hey, are you ready for your Juice Plus? These people are like, who are you? So I think it's really important that they see you every month in a text, in a phone call, on Facebook. And then be polite if they want to cancel or if they want to delay. I've made this mistake too. I used to get real frustrated with my customers. Like, you told me you were so excited to take your Juice Plus and it helped with this, and now you're canceling. And now, again, I think it was Mick Daly or somebody at conference said, Carrie Daigle, he said, whatever your customer says, you say, I can help you with that. So I always think, like, if they say, you know what, this just isn't working. I can help you with that. Tell me a little bit more, and ask questions. Cletus is like a master at asking questions. I'm not so good at it. And so I try to stop. Does anyone watch Daniel Tiger? Stop, think, and listen. Like, okay, all of a sudden, like I'm stopping and I'm like, what? I don't want to get upset. Let me ask some clarifying questions. Why are you canceling? And then it's like I gain understanding. If they do cancel, this is something I just started doing. And I'm sending my customers a thank you note that have canceled in the past, like maybe months to years ago. And it just says, hey, Danielle, I'm just sending you a little note of thanks for being a Juice Plus customer of mine. I know you don't take it currently, but if anything ever changes, I would be happy to serve you again, with a little magnet. And you know what? It may work, it may not, but it doesn't matter because I just care about people and I care about my customers. Okay, so that's all I have. Do you have anything else? Okay, so I'm gonna pass it over to Holly. Are you ready? Okay, so just unmute yourself and I'm gonna mute.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So customer care is something that I am not consistent with, but when I am, it's amazing the results that I get. And I will say that the most important thing that I have learned, and I've known this for 20 years, that when you communicate with someone, no matter what the communication is about, they are thinking in their mind Juice Plus. So I will say you're always representing Juice Plus. If you are reaching out to them because they have been on vacation recently and you'd love to know about that, or they went to a new restaurant in your community and you would like to know about that, just any type of communication that you have with them, they are thinking in the back of their mind Juice Plus. So customer care doesn't necessarily have to always be about health or the product or their order. It can just be a touch point or a question or just showing interest in them, just showing that you care about someone outside of a like on their post. So a comment on their post is important, but a message to them, a text message or a phone call would be the ultimate. But any type of communication is exceptional and received well and a part of customer care. The second thing is the questions that Julie mentioned. When I've done that right after they order, it's so helpful because if they tell me what they're expecting, then in 3 or 4 months after their first shipment, I can check in with them. Have you seen what you are expecting? So whatever they told me, that's so important. So you will also know what types of information to send to them. So if there's someone who is so excited because there was a study on the skin, then you're going to want to send them future videos or doctors that are speaking about that, if that's their area of interest. So just getting to know them and keeping that relationship of what they're interested in and making it more of not a blanket approach. Don't ever just blanket send out something, but if you're going to send it, have a reason, have a purpose. So the verbiage that I use a lot is, I thought of you because. And if there's someone who has young kids and it's an article related to, appropriate bedtimes for young kids, I'm going to send that to them. So it may have nothing to do with Juice Plus or food, but it's health related, and I thought of them. So those are some things that I do. The other thing that I would say that is super important is that to have events that are just customer focused. They're not maybe a big presentation style event where you're trying to solicit new business, but maybe it's just a salad in a jar party, or I'm planning right now some freezer meal prep parties. And I'm going to be inviting all of my customers and some new prospects because we're part of a healthy living community. And it's a big deal to me that I bring value or provide value to them in some way, shape, or form. So having events that are not necessarily, in a doctor talking about the product, but something where they can take away. Last year around Christmas time, I did a like an oils, healthy make and take party. And so we didn't really talk about the product at all, but it was, again, something that I want them to know that I'm a part of a greater community that's concerned about their health. And then the last thing that I will say is snail mail. Okay, so we're all guilty of texting, we're all guilty of Facebook Messenger or email because it's easy and it's the way that the world works. Okay?
And I got this money that I'm holding for Art, but he told me to hold on to it because
I'm sorry, I'm hearing a lot of that means that snail mail is so super. You can send out a mailer. So last year at Thanksgiving, I did this whole "I'm just thankful for you" letter, and I sent that to all my customers. Or at Valentine's Day, another day of the year where maybe people are not necessarily getting a lot of mail from other than their spouse, maybe. But it was heart tips, heart related. And so I just printed out a few little heart tips on a postcard and sent that out. And it's just really important to touch base multiple times throughout the year. And I think that as long as you're reaching out and connecting, you're going to be making an impact and showing them that you bring value. Thank you.
Thanks, Holly. That was awesome.
Nailed it.
And I'm just going to say Holly, I learn a lot of things from Holly when it comes to customer care. One thing did you just ask your customer, Emily, to do that post? You asked her? So
I can say about that real quick. So
yeah.
I was just touching base with a customer to see how she was doing with her Juice Plus. It's been about a month or maybe a month and a half. And she told me about all these great results that she was having. And so I said, "Oh my goodness, that's awesome. Would you mind just throwing up a picture on your Facebook wall of the capsules and not mentioning Juice Plus, but just saying that you were so impressed or pleased with the results that you were having?" And right now we are looking at 25 different comments requesting more information. She's already joined my team and had her first customer in 24 hours. So, and we have 25 conversations going right now with prospects. So it's blown us both away. Like, she was completely blown away by the response herself.
And I think that's when Juice Plus happens so organic and naturally like that, the progression, people can feel that. They feel it when it's real. So I love that you had her do that. That's like my favorite way to introduce Juice Plus to other people. Okay, so I am going to ask Bridge to share next. Just unmute yourself, Bridge. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm using my new laptop, so it's my first time.
Yay.
So, okay, so I'm going to share. I know we've talked about texting should not be the only way we communicate with our customers, but I'm going to share a little bit about how I use texting in different ways, in addition to phone calls and other things. But I find texting as a great other way to enhance my customer care for my customers. So after I pay a lot of attention to my customers especially when they're new. I pay attention to all of them, but especially when they're new, I feel like that first 4 to 6 weeks is a really important time to help them create the habit of taking Juice Plus. Because I know myself, it took me a really long time to get into the habit. And I want to help them along to get into that habit as soon as possible. So, right away after I get a new customer, I will let them know I'm going to check in with them in a week just to make sure their product arrived. So about 10 days later, I will text them and I'll just ask them, just curious, did your Juice Plus arrive and are you taking it? And once they respond back to me, the first thing I always like to send them when I get a response, which is normally yes, is there's a really great video that Stacy Turner made. And I guess we can put the link up for it in the Facebook page, but it's like a minute long and it's a cute video about tips to remember to take your Juice Plus. And I feel like if I can, send that to my customers right away, that will help them, give them some ideas as to how to get on the right path from the get-go. So I'll send that out to them via text and I'll check in with them a day or so later, ask them if they watched it, just see what they thought. And then I do like to keep in touch with them probably like on a weekly basis for the next 4 or 6 weeks. And I will send them different texts here and there, just short and sweet. And I don't, and I let them know ahead of time, I'm going to be in touch with you a lot in the beginning. So I'll send these texts out, and some of them are funny and some of them are educational. But I have one that says, Jules, do you have them?
Yeah, let me.
Jules has 2 of them that I like to send.
Let's see.
There you go. So there's one that I'll send, like a week or so into it, I'll send this to them and I'll say, did you remember to take your Juice Plus today? And then there's another one that I send that usually gets a good response. That one, I often don't send that to any of my male customers, but
yeah.
When I send it to my female customers, I normally get a response. And there's another one about same picture, but it's asked like, keep drinking those shakes. You're doing a great job with that picture. So I like to send little texts over the course of like the first 4 to 6 weeks. And, I might even send like, it doesn't always have to be Juice Plus related, like Holly said, but I might just send them like a Happy Monday quote or, a motivational quote and just say, did you take your fruits and veggies yet? Or a picture of myself. I have a picture that I saved on my phone of me holding my capsules, just like my hand. And I'll say, I'm getting ready to take my Juice Plus today. Did you take yours? Because I just want that habit that, I want to do whatever I can to help them grow into the habit of taking it every day, because we all know if you don't take it, then nothing happens in our bodies. And then I will always check in with them via phone call, but around the 2 to 3 month mark, I will send them something kind of educational, like a quick video of how Juice Plus is made, or a quick video about the shakes, or and I'll send it with like, hey, congratulations, you've been taking Juice Plus now for 2 months, or you've been taking Juice Plus now for 3 months, whatever it was, congratulations. Or I like also to send this, I'll send a picture of the Children's Health Study results, that chart if they have kids, with a quick congratulations. I hope the kids are loving the Juice Plus. And I don't, I'm not doing it to solicit a response, but just to kind of be in front of them and let them know I'm out there. I'll usually include, if you have any questions, if you're having any problems, definitely reach out to me. But those are just some ways that I like to help them get into the habit. And I also like to put in there occasionally, if I know I'm going to give them a call in the next week or so, I'll put in there when one of my texts, I'm going to give you a call soon just to check in. Because I feel like if I let them know I'm going to call them, maybe they're more likely to answer, they're waiting for my call. And I almost do it more for me, because then I don't feel, as awkward just calling them out of the blue. I told them a few days ago that I was going to give them a call. So those are some ways that I like to add texting in. But one other thing I'll share real quick. I've started doing this over the last, I think it was 6 or 8 months, and it's worked pretty well. I had a customer one time call me or text me and say she wanted to cancel because she just isn't taking it, and she loves it, and she doesn't know why she doesn't take it, and she tries, but she's just not taking it. And I remember asking Jules, what should I do? And Jules said, well, just see if she will be willing to, give it the next 30 days and just really focus on taking her Juice Plus. So I decided to take that a step farther, and I suggested that to her, but I also said, what if I help you do that? What if I check in with you and help you over the next 30 days to get in a really great habit? And, we'll kind of be accountability partners for that over the next 30 days. And she actually said, okay. And I was surprised, kind of. And I said, so I'm going to be in touch with you a lot over the next 30 days. I'm going to text you a lot. I'm going to message you a lot. Is that okay? And she said, yes. So that's what I did for the next 30 days. I really kept in touch with this gal. And I, for the first 3 or 4 days, I texted her every day. And I would use some of these cute texts. I might just shoot her a text, like a plain old text. And then I stretched it out to every 3 days. And then I'd, send a video and then stretch it out to every 4 days. But I probably sent her, 10 or 15 texts in the course of the 30 days. And by the end of the month, the last week she started texting me, telling me she was taking her Juice Plus. Did I take mine yet? And so I feel like, and then she didn't cancel. You know, we delayed her order. She finished what she had, and then she reordered again. So I felt like, you know, holding her hand along the way really helped her. And now she continues to take her Juice Plus. And over the last 6 or 8 months, I offered that to probably 4 people or so. Now, 2 of them took me up on it, but ended up not canceling. So I feel like it was definitely worth it to give that a try. But it was a big accountability on my part to stay in touch with them like I promised. So, but that's worked well. So don't be afraid to ask them if you can help them.
I love that. And I think so many times we think that we're bugging them, when in reality, if you can help them with their health journey, you bring so much value. You are bringing a ton of value to their life, and they want that. And we need that. I mean, I want someone to text me every day and say, go to the gym, you know, like I would love that. And so just remember, sometimes when you think you're bugging somebody, remember, would you want that? You made me think of something else. Another, I bought things from other network marketing businesses. I love to support small businesses. It's like another passion of mine. Like, I love it when people are trying to make a living doing what they love. But if I buy something from somebody and I never hear from them again, I will not buy from them again. So, so it's really important. I'm always thinking, if I'm like not texting or calling my customers, I'm thinking, well, what if they think that? Then, you know, they might drop their Juice Plus just for that because they're not having a good experience. Okay. Tony, are you ready? So good,
Yes.
Bridge. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can hear me? Well,
Yep.
That's a great segue for me because, let me be honest, in the beginning, I was like so fearful of checking in on my customers because I was thinking they're going to cancel. I was like going to the worst case scenario. And so for a while, I wouldn't even call them. And then I was like, all right, I think Jules and I think we've talked about this before in the beginning when I started. But then I was kind of thinking the same thing. Like, I would want to be taken care of, you know, if I was in that situation. So I kind of got out of my comfort zone with that and did start to talk to my customers and learn more about why they were taking Juice Plus. But then I wanted to take it a little bit further. So any new customer that I get, I always send them samples of the shakes, and I send them a personal thank you note, a thank you for taking Juice Plus and the reason why they told me they're taking Juice Plus, and that I would love to, you know, walk through this journey with them. If they have any questions, please let me know. And I love to handwrite that because, you know, I want to be specific to why they're taking Juice Plus and let them know, like, I'm caring specifically about them and not just writing like just some generic thank you note to them. And so I usually like to, depending on the person, I like to check in with them maybe every 6 months, or depending on, you know, why they've signed up or if they need more in their journey and they need me there a little bit more, kind of depends. But I also look for like holiday things that are coming up and how I can touch base with them. I will send out recipes specifically for those who are taking the shakes. I will send them out recipes that they can try and kind of touch base that way with them. And mine's kind of simple right now. That's kind of basically what I do for right now. But this is awesome because this is giving me more ideas of what I can do. And I would say those of you who are fearful of checking in with your customers, check in with them because you will have a better experience. And even if they do, a lot of my customers who my fear did happen and they walked away, they always tend to come back. So I think they remember how you treat them. And so, yeah.
Absolutely. That's great. Thank you. I love that. Just about, it's really so much happens right here in between our ears. And if we can just like, not just always think about them. It's not about us. It's not about us. It's about them. Okay. So last but not least, Stencil Boy.
Hey guys. All right. Well, I am like the poster child for non-confrontational. So at any point that I can hide behind my computer or something else to contact somebody, totally makes me feel better. So picking up that phone or thinking about picking up that phone makes my palms sweat. Just talking about it right now makes me sweat a little bit. So one thing I'd like to do, which some of us kind of touched on already, was really like a handwritten letter to them. So as Jules had said, when somebody first signs up and you kind of, get the reason why they decided to do Juice Plus and, really what they're hoping to look for in the end. When I write them letters, and I have postcards, I'll show you here in a second, from the Juice Plus promotion site, I kind of gear the postcards that I send to them based on, kind of what they're looking for in the end, as well as when I address it to them, I just personalize everything, which I feel is just a little bit better than, maybe your generic, hey, how are things going? Are you liking your Juice Plus? So I just sent out some last week to all of my customers, including my children's health study customers, and I actually addressed the children's health study ones to the kids. So I have a 4-year-old, almost 5, and she loves to get mail, whether it be birthday cards or holiday cards, things like that. So I know that just kind of makes it a little more special that, even though the kids don't know me because they're not the ones, purchasing from me from their piggy banks, that, it just makes it a little more special. And I raid the Target section for stickers, and I did temporary tattoos for Halloween, and I included that in there. And in their postcards, I wrote, oh, I can't wait to see what you're going to be for Halloween, because most of them are, my Facebook friends, and I'm in contact with them, throughout the whole time. But on the Juice Plus promotions site, they have, I ordered a bunch of different, there are a couple cards. So like, depending on, like, if they do the complete, I usually send them that one that shows all the different things. If they're a children's health study, I send that one. So mom and dad, because the kids really don't look at the cards, they just want to see the stickers and things that are in it. So, I usually send that one. If they're a person that's really into the research, that postcard comes with it. And then it's just like a farm to table or farm fresh nutrition. And then there are other ones. And we had talked about the one simple change, if they want more sleep, if they're drinking more water. So if you've never been on the Juice Plus Promotions webpage, they have these, and you get a ton of them, and they're really not that expensive. And I also do, one of my customers that I sent a postcard to last week, I included, I think these are like 10 for $10. Like, there's something ridiculous. It's, where you keep your capsules in. And she was one of my customers who did not take them as frequently as she had hoped for. So she had pushed it off, her first time around, and then she just eventually got up and ordered again. So I sent her one of those and just kind of put in a postcard and a note card to, keep them in sight, keep them by your kitchen counter, wherever you go in the morning, by your toothbrush. So you remember, to take them to work with you. So just kind of doing that extra step. Now, it took me some time, to sit down and write out those cards, but I think the benefit in the end really outweighs the time that it did take me to really personalize those and, print out a sheet with all of their addresses and things like that, that I had to do. But, obviously I don't do it every week. I don't do it every month, but I do it, I would say, at some point within like a 3-month time frame that, I send those to them. So that's just one of the things that I do. But I agree, Tony, I love, listening to everybody's ideas and just getting more.
Me too. I'm like taking notes. I got some new ideas too. And I hope that everybody else on here did, because customers truly are the heart of our business. And if you guys aren't excited about customer care, you may not have a growing business. And so I would just challenge you to get excited. Really good things happen when you start taking care of your customers. And so do you have anything to add?
No, I think the whole reason is the why that a lot of you touched on. Let's face it, it's hard. We're busy moms. A lot of us are dads, and we have full-time jobs, and even thinking about the 10 minutes that it takes to do something for a customer, it can get put off and put off and put off. So we always have to remind ourselves of the why. And the why isn't always very tangible. It doesn't always lead to that next order. But just think about what Holly said, where she did one thing, it took her a little bit of time in her busy life, and now it just opened the door for 25 new customers. How many of us would just love to have our customers bringing 20 new people, 20 new audience members in front of us to start helping and to start share, what Juice Plus is and what it can do. So that's the correlation as to why we do this. It is work. Let's not be lying to ourselves. It's work. It's hard to find that time, but it pays off. It's not going to pay off every time, but it is so critical you do it, because it's like front loading. You do the work up front, it's going to pay off on the back end.
He's always telling me that. So I think that you guys on here probably have more ideas. I know we're out of time, but we can keep the conversation going on in Team Transformers. But I think that we are done for the night, and I thank you guys for getting on. And if you have any questions, we'll hang on after the recording.
Well, you guys did a fantastic job. Yes, let me turn off the recording. Thank you so much, Team Kilker. Wonderful. Loved hearing from you guys.